Now, when you're creating a bind rune, it needs to be written in a very specific manner.
So a little bit about bind runes. I've been seeing a lot of misinformation going around about bind runes. Bind runes, as we understand them today, are actually a modern practice. It's essentially, it comes from chaos magic. It's made in the same way that they would make a sigil, done by taking a word and you take out all the vowels, and then you take all the consonants that are left over, and you turn it into a symbol of some sort. And that's supposed to kind of have a magical significance. There's a way of charging it and all that, but it's not relevant to this video. Everything in the video that I'm replying to is UPG, all of it. The rune being backwards thing, that actually comes from tarot, not runes. Some people will cast runes like they would tarot, and they'll have them like backwards and forwards and upside down and all that stuff. None of that's historical. It's all UPG. In fact, tarot most likely comes from a card game. It's got a long history. There's a lot to it. Definitely, I can't get into it right here in this video. It's just something that is applied to runes, no historical basis. We actually don't know for sure if they even cast runes. There was one attestation, I believe by a Roman, if I remember correctly. The Germanic people, not the Norse, but the Germanic, which obviously still falls under the heathen umbrella, would cast carvings of symbols, but they didn't specify what the symbols were. Could have been runes. I think it's highly likely they were runes, but we don't know for sure. And most of the magical significance of the runes are actually because of a certain like rune poems and assumptions of the meanings. For example, Fehu is etymologically connected to fee, as well as cattle. Cattle was used as money. We assume that Fehu has something to do with prosperity. Everything we know about runes, practicing with runes, is pretty much UPG, unverifiable personal gnosis. It's not historical, and we don't know for sure. There is no true proper way to create a modern bind rune. We don't have anything, obviously, in the historical record of bind runes. There's a couple of small possible bind runes, but the only historical bind runes that we're aware of are actually sound conjunctions. It has nothing to do with actual magical practice. It's also plausible that the Icelandic staves, which are not technically runes, may have been inspired by an earlier magical practice using bind runes, but again, we have no verification of that whatsoever. So all of that, everything that we know about bind runes today, is completely UPG.